Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. This is the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. We usually start our videos with chapstick or Tillamook, but we're not because we got a whole lot of stuff going on. I call this here the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. The crazy, just enjoying your channel, enjoying the channels that you watch. The troll part is not caring about the beauty community standards, not too much, that you're making yourself crazy. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to use, however you want to, because you need to be satisfied with your makeup. So it's not about what anybody says. It's about what you want for yourself. Set the standard for yourself. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. I do curse in my videos sometimes because I do curse in real life sometimes. Thank you for being here if you're new. Thank you for coming back if you're one of my Trollkin fam. Excuse me for that internal hiccup thing there. This video, I am going to attempt to rank eyeshadow formulas, and I'm laughing because I just tried to rank my blush formulas and I forgot like what number was what, so I'm gonna have to watch it back and just put like a caption over here somewhere like which one is where. But I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 eyeshadow brands. Yeah, 8 eyeshadow brands. And so I just pulled out one palette from each brand and we're going to talk about it. Okay. I should put these in order first. I'm going to do that. That's what I should have did with the blushes. But I'm going to put them in order and come back. Okay. Yeah. Number 8. We have 8 brands. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. The 8 formula, 8 being the lowest, number 1 being number 1, is the Shroud Cosmetics Arcana palette. It's the only palette I have from the brand. This is my color story. For some reason, I just don't reach for it. I don't know why. The formula is fine, and I like the looks I did with it. I just don't reach for it, and so for that reason alone, that's why it's just number 8. I'm going to forget my numbers. Number 7, 50/50 Makeup Autumn Palette. Beautiful formula. I really like this one, and I really like the Winter Palette. Number 7, because you can't get these anymore. The formula is amazing. The looks I did, I really love them. It's only number 7 because you can't find them. And so why hype it up when you can't use it? But look at this color story. If that's your color story, try and dupe it for something in your collection. This one in the middle, as you see, is dual chrome. So you see how it's whatever color that is, and then it looks green. This is a beautiful palette, but it's only number 7 because you can't get it anymore. They went out of business. It might be somewhere for sale, but their website is not. Number 6 is going to shock you, maybe. Martine Cosmetics. I adore their formula, but this ranked number 6 because of Moolah Bank. Now, if this was 669, I took into consideration, I have 3 palettes from the brand. 669, 100% love it. Mission XXX, love it. These have a different formula, specifically these 3 shades right here, and it is a learning curve. And this one right here, it worked me to death. I did learn how to work it, but I had to still work it. So that's why this ranked number 6, even though I really love their mattes. I love their regular metallics, their regular shimmers. But this palette here, out of the 3 I have, is what caused this to rank number 6. If I didn't have this one, I'm pretty confident that brand would have ranked higher. Number 5, Nomad Cosmetics. We're not going to talk about the newest release. Whistler, I love. This is Iceland. I love the mattes. I love the metallics. I love the satins. I just love this formula. And I'm thinking now it should have ranked lower because I don't always like all of their formulas. the Verona Life and Death palette, it was majority pressed pigments I couldn't use. But even looking at that palette, because one side was just all monochromatic, I'm like, I wouldn't have even used that. But them being pressed pigments, you can use them on your face. But how many pinks and reds do you need for your face? And I did like the mattes that were pressed eyeshadows, and I was able to use. What spoiled it for me was the Okavanga palette. The more I used those shimmers, the more hard pan they got, and one of them became unusable. And for me, that's just unacceptable for a brand new palette. It's not like it was old or anything. But Nomad ranked number 5, 8765. Ranked number 5 for formula. Number 4 ranked is MAC. I do have 3 custom-made palettes from their singles. I love MAC's formula. Do yourself a favor, honey child, boo boo troll. Can get you, even if you see it at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, because they have the singles for like $6 or something. Get you a couple of the singles. MAC Shadows, OG in the game, and it's so underrated now because all the new keeps coming out. But MAC has been like an OG since they started, and people don't really talk about them anymore. But their formula is phenomenal. Both their mattes, they have metallics, they have shimmers, they have dazzle shadows, they have dazzle shadow extremes, which are like the high shine wet look that some people really like. So whatever your formula, they have a Velux Pearl formula. Whatever formula you like, MAC has it. Give them a try. And if you sign up on their website, you earn points, and you can redeem your points for free single eyeshadows. One of my palettes, I think I got 9 free shadows. No, it was 7, because these are 9-pan palettes. So it was 7 free shadows I had from redeeming points. But yeah, do yourself a favor. Just get one. If you're not sure, just get something you think might be a transition shade, or one for inner corner highlight, or one to experiment putting on your lid. Just get one and try it. You're welcome. So that's number 4. This is going to surprise you. Number 3, Pat McGrath. I love her mattes. And again, I just put one palette from each brand. I love her mattes. Some people say, oh, people don't get Pat McGrath for the mattes. I get palettes for the entire palette. And for her first 3 motherships, the Celestial shades are baked, which I really like because they're not chunky monkeys like the other ones. But I really enjoy her mattes. I really enjoy the baked Celestial shades. I have learned to work with the chunky monkeys. I use a sponge tip applicator. They go on fine. But it's just her formula. It's second to none. And I'm speaking particularly the first 3 motherships with the baked Celestial shades. Some of the other Celestial shades and motherships 4 and up, those are nice too. It's the chunkiest monkeys of them all that I need to be in the mood for. But just overall, like her formula and the way her mattes blend is just phenomenal. And they layer well. When I use a sponge tip to layer Celestial shades over the mattes, no issue, no problem. Her formula is outstanding. So yes, I think it's worth the price on sale. I think I pay mid-80s to like $90 when I get these on sale. So Pat McGrath is number 3 because of the formula. What knocked it down is me not always feeling like dealing with the chunkiest monkeys of them all. Number 2 for formula, hands down across the board, Natasha Denona, because I love her cream to powder and her creamy matte formula. So if I look at a palette and I look at the breakdown of the shadow descriptions, if it's mostly creamy mattes or cream to powder, I'm like, I'm getting it. If it's my color story. And I was surprised this was number 2. I was surprised that Natasha Denona formula was number 2 because I really love the creamy mattes and cream to powders. And in this palette, the sparkling foil shades, they're nice too. The only downside is because they're so foiled and so shiny, they all end up almost looking identical on the lid. But we're talking formula. So number 2 is Natasha Denona. Number 1, I left out a palette. Oh shoot. Damn, and it was sitting right here. Fuck. Number 1 was going to be, and still may be, Lethal Cosmetics. And I have quite a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 palettes that I made from them, from singles. Formula, the mattes, the dual chromes, the multi-chromes, the shimmers, the metallics. I am never disappointed using lethal shadows. I don't have to be in the mood for them. I can pick it up and I know this is going to work, and this look might be busted if I'm experimenting. But for the most part, the look is going to be nice, which how the look looks is nothing about formula. That's just, you know, that's a me thing. But this was going to be number one. So I'm going to have to rethink it. The one that was sitting here under all of these was the Selim Cosmetics palette. I'm not going to rank this one. You know why? Because this is the only one I have from the brand, even though I rank Shroud Cosmetics and that one is at the bottom. Because it just doesn't call to me. This one does call to me. This is my color story. This is what I have here. This column is this eye. This column is this eye. The sparkly shades in here are glitters, but they're creamy glitters. I had never heard of such a thing. Because when I saw on the back, it has ingredients, eyeshadow, and then it has ingredients, glitter. And I'm like, glitter? I'm like, oh no, boo-boo, I can't do that. But they're creamy. This shade, some kind of dual chrome, whatever. This one, this, and I believe these two are the glitters. But honestly, looking at them, and they don't have the shadow names. But looking at it, I wonder if just this one, and this one are the glitter. But then I think these wouldn't, I don't know. But anyway, they're creamy, they're smooth, they're not chunky. I did this look, I have zero fallout. Even using, well, I didn't use that one today. But this one, we used the top over here with a brush, not a sponge tip. This one, we used lower lash line with a brush, a dry brush at that. This one we used to top the lid with a dry brush. Didn't wet the brush, didn't use my finger, didn't use sponge tips, and it just glides on. It is so smooth and so soft. So what it sounds like I'm saying is this would be near the top. This, you know what I will say? And the mattes are amazing as well. Selim Cosmetics, even though I only have one, this is going to tie with Natasha because of the formula. So Lethal is still number one. Lethal is still number one. Any day, all day. Number one. Selim Cosmetics Natasha tied for number two for formula. It's them creamy glitters that got it for me. And the mattes too, phenomenal. Pat McGrath number three, formula. And only because, it's number three, only because I have to be in the mood for the chunky monkeys. Number four, MAC Shadow formula. Number five, Nomad, knocked down a lot from Ogavanga. Knocked down a lot for that one. And the Verona palette and the Santa's Village. So now I'm thinking of that, it should place lower. And Martine Cosmetics, number six, knocked down because of the formula differences in Moolah Bank. If I only had 669 and Mission XXX, it would be higher. Number seven, Autumn palette from 50/50 Makeup is only number seven because you can't find it. But when I look at that, I'm wondering if it's similar to the Lethal Cosmetics Jolena palette. This is the Jolena palette. Very similar. Huh. Maybe I'll do a comparison. So like if you did want this one and you couldn't get it, I think, don't quote me, that Jolena is still available. These look very similar. So, but that's number seven. 50/50 Makeup is number seven only because you can no longer get it. Now, I don't want to be like, oh, this is the best ever, but you can't get it. Number eight, Shroud Cosmetics. The only palette I have from the brand. I love the color story, but for some reason, it just doesn't call to me. The formula was fine, and I think maybe that's it. It was just okay. It was just fine. I didn't have any problems with it. Everything went on nice. It was just okay. It didn't wow me. It doesn't call to me. It doesn't draw me in, and I think I've only used it maybe twice. And so that's my ranking for eyeshadow formulas. Let me know if this was interesting to you. Let me know what your thoughts are. So we're going to go in reverse. Bottom, Shroud, 50/50 Makeup, Martine Cosmetics, Nomad, MAC Cosmetics, Pat McGrath, Salem Cosmetics tied with Natasha, and number 1 is Lethal Cosmetics. Let me know what you think, because I'm imagining some of you diehard Pat McGrath fans are like, how dare you put Pat number 3 after Natasha and Salem Cosmetics and Lethal. It's all about preference and what we like. You know, we like different things. It's all subjective. So, you know, I hope your butt's not hurting. Like, it's not that serious. It's just makeup. Preference, and it's subjective, so just keep that in mind. But let me know what you think of my ranking for palette formulas, and that will be it for this video. Thank you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. There's a lot of links down below for you to check out. If you're still here, click the like button. If you do videos, share this on your community tab channel. And while you're clicking, click to leave a comment. I do reply back to everybody. And click to subscribe if you're not. I would appreciate it. And also, if you want to join, there's a link for that in the description box as well. So thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. And you will see me in the next video.